Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
Oh boy, this is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with I'm here with Junkie Joel.
Jeez. All right, hey guys, what's up? Junkie Joel. All right.
Oh man. All right. So we are
Makes
back.
me look really good.
Yeah. If this is the first episode that you listen to, he's not actually a junkie.
No.
I'm just
Although
coming
it's
up
the first episode you're listening to, the Forever Purge is kind of a weird one to choose. But.
Yeah. We try to think of J nicknames for Joel every episode. So yeah, join the fun. And you guys can send me a message or whatever to give me some ideas because I'm running low.
Gonna have to repeat after a while.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are. The final Purge film just came out.
Yes.
The Forever Purge from this year. And Joel, who is in this?
All right, so this one stars Ana de la Reguera. She's Adela. She is in Army of the Dead. 16 episodes of the Amazon original show Goliath. And she was in Cop Out. And also Josh Lucas. He is Dylan. He was in American Psycho, Glory Road, and Lincoln Lawyer. And I'm going to butcher this name, I'm sure, but Tinoch Huerta. He is Juan. He is in a movie that I think we should do at some point called Tigers Are Not Afraid. It's a labeled as a fantasy horror movie.
Yeah, I heard about that. I think it's a foreign film. Like, I think it's in Spanish.
I think it's a Spanish movie.
Yeah.
65 episodes of a show called Blue Demon.
All right.
The 33, and he is rumored to be in the upcoming Black Panther movie Wakanda Forever. So,
okay.
This was written once again by James DeMonico. He has written all 5 of these and directed 3 of them. He wrote Jack, Assault on Precinct 13, and The Negotiator.
Okay, awesome.
And he's got some good movies under his belt for sure. This was directed by Everardo Gout. Yeah. He directed Days of Grace, which I think is a Spanish film from like 10 years ago. 9 episodes of Mars. Apparently that was a TV show. And a show called Here on Earth for 3 episodes he directed.
All right. So. Cool. Okay, so this one is about all the rules are broken as a sect of lawlessness marauders decide that the annual purge does not stop at daybreak and instead should never end. No big deal.
Yeah, it's just life, right?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah. I always kind of thought about that in these movies, though. I always thought, like, okay, people can just turn it off, when the sun comes up or whatever. What happens if you kill somebody, like, 1 minute after 7 o'clock or whatever? Are you then a murderer? Like, how will we regulate this?
Mm-hmm.
What if you, like, stab somebody at 6:59, but they don't die until 7:05?
True.
Then what?
Then technically you've committed murder and you're going to go to jail.
Yeah, that's some tricky stuff.
You have to make sure they die at 7 o'clock on the dot. I mean, you've got 12 hours to do it. Come on.
Yeah, not worth the risk. After 6:30, you should try not to kill anybody.
Exactly.
Just rob people. All right. So this one, very action-packed.
Yeah,
this was probably the most action-packed of the series, in my opinion.
And this was definitely the Michael Bay of them all.
Yeah.
Because he's produced all of these movies.
So. Oh, that's right. Yeah. This one, yeah.
So yeah, he had some input, I'm sure.
Yeah, it seemed like it. Okay. Let's try not to get too much into spoilers. I do have something I want to say at the end, so we will warn listeners about that, because it is a big positive that I have that I want to mention, but it is definitely a spoiler because it's like the end of the movie. So, okay. Let's go with positive. Joel, what do you got?
Okay, so I really think the acting in this one is probably one of the best of the series.
Definitely.
And so that was definitely a positive. The other ones have just been like neutral for the most part.
Yeah.
But I really think this one was an actual positive.
Yeah.
The action was, there was a lot going on in this movie for sure.
Yeah.
Just like with the first Purge, I was actually, for the most part, pleasantly surprised by this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I liked some of the killing scenes, I guess. There was one character that ended up dying that I remember loudly, like not loudly, but in theaters going, oh man. Like I actually, like, that's the first time in all of these movies that I actually like cared about one of the characters getting killed.
I could just hear you. Oh man.
Not like loudly, but like, to myself kind of.
Yeah.
But, audibly.
Yeah.
It was definitely audible, but like, nobody else could hear me. There were some people in the theater when I went. So yeah, I did enjoy this one. It definitely hit on some themes in this country.
Yeah.
That I don't know. It's definitely a today's movie. With how it started with like the news reports and stuff.
Yeah.
I really think that those are real news reports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like this is something that it's exaggerated for sure, but something that could have actually happened. If the Purge were real and if we decided to put an end to it.
Yeah.
There definitely would be people like do they call themselves the Forever Purge?
No.
Is that like
they were called
was something
I can't remember. They had a
they did have a name.
Yeah.
And they were way too organized of a group.
Yeah.
This is definitely a movie. This is definitely not something that, because they would have had to get together at some point.
Yeah.
In the year and be like, okay, we're not going to let this stop. We're just going to keep going. And it's going to be a select group of people.
Right.
Because it's not everybody that they're targeting.
Mm-mm.
It is definitely, like we were talking about the last one, this is definitely a group of people that's...
Yeah.
Like the last one were like black people. This one's Mexican people.
Yeah.
That they're mostly going after.
Right.
And
anybody helping them.
Yeah, and anyone helping them too. Yeah. That was a different spin on it, I guess.
Yeah. The whole immigration, illegal immigration, and just immigration in general was a big theme. This group was wanting to cleanse the country of foreigners, basically.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they said. Like, exactly.
That
was their goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree.
No subtlety to it whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree. I think if the Purge was a thing and lasted for as long as it has in these films, and then was taken away and then brought back, I do think that this is a very realistic outcome to, how the Purge would become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And this movie has not been getting very good reviews.
Really?
And I mean, it's people are not liking it at all. And
are they saying it's too woke?
I think that they just think it may be too, they're not going to say it, but it hits too close to home for a lot of people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And, and it's just like it's really making people who don't like illegal immigration, it really makes them look really bad because they're the ones that are going out and killing all these people.
Yeah.
Now, the majority of people that don't like illegal immigration are not this bad.
Right.
So for those types of people that don't like it, it's gonna hit a nerve for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that bad of a person.
Yeah.
Well, you're not, but I mean, this is also a movie too. So
yeah.
I just think that of all of them, this one probably hit a nerve with the most people.
Yeah.
As far as probably white people go.
Right.
Because, I mean, the first Purge probably hit a nerve with the black community. And it's just, these movies, the more they go, it's gonna hit a nerve with some group of people.
Yeah.
They're all gonna be political.
Right.
It's all gonna be not in your face as much as this one was.
Yeah.
But this one was as much in your face as you could possibly get.
Right.
But I mean, there's always gonna be people that are gonna maybe see themselves as the villain, but in their minds they're not to that extreme.
Right. And it makes you look bad, you know.
It does, yeah.
Like, is this movie trying to make me feel bad about myself or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I can get it, you know. But
yeah,
you know, and I took more away from the movie than that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you are feeling like you're being depicted in this film as like a horrible person, I think that there's more to it than that, though. I think the movie's trying to say more than that. So
that's it. That's just one of the things that I get from like the negative reviews. So that's pretty much would be my positives.
All right, so for me, very action packed. This one was definitely the most movie feeling, like summer blockbuster type of movie, which usually I don't like very much, but this one was like, it felt real, you know. It was it had like a grittiness to it, and it, because maybe of the politics of it or the social ramifications, maybe that's what made it feel more real too. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but this one, and it also could be I had just seen F9. Is that what they're calling it? F9?
F9, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I had just seen F9.
Saga or something.
F9. I just saw F9 a few days prior to seeing this. So this was
pumped up.
Yeah.
Another action movie.
F9 went above and beyond, and then this one felt grounded compared to F9. So, you know, maybe that's why it didn't bother me so much, all the action. But there's one scene in particular where the camera is like following the characters through basically this like war zone, and that was really cool.
That actually felt. I was thinking while watching it, like, this is like a video game.
Yeah.
Like, you get to a certain point, there's explosions going off in the background.
Yeah.
Guns going off, and you're just like trying to escape stealthily.
Right.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. I did like that scene.
I like that. And that scene lasted a while too.
It did.
And you know, it was one of those like one take fluid camera scenes. So I always like that.
Yeah.
When especially in action films.
Yeah.
It was brutal. Some of the kills and you know, just it was again, the kills were just, you know, they weren't super like creative or anything. There is one that you see in the trailer that is a little Saw-esque.
Oh yeah,
the whole trap and everything.
Yeah,
that was kind of weird. Trap. But everything else is more so like, you know, you get shot or stabbed or whatever. But it's a lot of it's pretty up close and personal. So it's definitely some good kills like that. I really like the ending and what basically it says about, you know, what might happen if the Purge were to take over the country. You know, not end. I think
Yeah.
it was really, really clever how they ended it. And I also like, so I had mentioned in the first Purge, which is the fourth Purge.
Yeah.
Whenever I say first Purge, I feel like I'm talking about the first movie,
The
but
very
I'm not.
first one, yeah.
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 I'm talking about the fourth movie called The First
Yeah.
Purge. When I talked about that, I talked about how, all the white people were evil in it. In this one, while it was more so about, immigration and people from Mexico or just foreigners in general, while that was the topic, there were still decent people helping them. So there were white people in the movie that maybe had seemed as if they were, I don't know, rich and maybe not accepting of others, and maybe they were just using these immigrants for their farm or whatever.
Yeah.
That's kind of the idea that you got from these characters at first, but they ended up helping them, and they were, they were good people. And I think that was important for this movie to show that it wasn't white people, it was evil people that were doing this. There were plenty of other people who were trying to just survive and trying to get out and trying to help everybody else. So
yeah,
I think that is the big difference between this one and the last one, the first Purge, that they corrected, I feel like, in this one. When it comes to the whole race relations and the social ramifications and stuff.
Yeah.
I really like that. I thought that was important. The characters, I liked all the characters. Even the bad guys were good bad guys. And like you said, you cared about the characters. So the one guy dying, I don't know if I said, "Oh man," I don't know if I did what you did, but I did feel that way.
Yeah.
I didn't like get out of my seat and scream or anything, but
didn't get out of my seat.
Like throwing popcorn
at the screen.
But no, I did care about the characters, and I wanted them to escape.
That's important in any movie, whether it be horror or not.
Yeah. So
to like the characters that you're following the entire time.
Okay, and that is all of my positives. Do you have any negatives here?
I have like one main negative, which is, so we're basically following election year, and how election year ended was she became president and put a stop to the purge. But then at the start of this movie, they're just like, okay, well, the purge is starting. Like, just so this new founding, this third group has more power over the president when it comes to.
They came back into power. Is what
after I'm assuming after she.
Yeah. So whatever the next election, they were voted back in. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, I kind of figured that's what the case was, but it seems a little bit weird. No, it's just like, okay, so this is always just going to be a thing in this movie, until we get like back to back, until every president, in the future, just doesn't like the purge and puts a stop to it.
Yeah,
which is not likely to happen. So I liked how election year ended because it kind of put a stop to the purge. And then this movie just kind of completely did away with how that movie ended.
Yeah.
And it would have been nice to see what life was like for at least the first 4 years after the purge stopped completely. Mm-hmm. Like, are people just okay with not killing again? And like, it would have been nice to have maybe at some point, because the timeline is all over the place anyway in these movies, that we get what happens after what happens directly after election year. Like,
Yeah.
because I doubt that we win a full year with no killing.
Yeah.
Of any kind. And when you put a stop to something like that that's been going on for 18 years, there's gonna be riots in the streets, and there's gonna be people dying
Right.
left and right, I'm sure. So as far as that goes, that was probably like my biggest negative that I have for this movie. And it wasn't even like, it was the first like 5 minutes of the movie, because after that we're just to assume that okay, everything's as you know, it's another Purge movie now. Like,
yeah.
And to just get on with the rest of the movie here. I just thought that was kind of a weird thing to throw in there. And this group, they're extremely over the top. I know that's the point of the group, but it's kind of the same thing I had with like Skeletor in the last one that we did. How I understand it more in this one because it's something that's, first of all, the Purge has been going on for a long time at this point.
Yeah.
Plus, immigration has been a big deal since way before the Purge even started. Yeah. So you put both of those things together, and it makes sense that there would be some people out there that would just completely snap. However, not to this extent. like this was like they were showing a map at towards the end of all the places getting overtaken by this group, and it was ridiculous. How many places in this country, like it,
and they're not even a part of the government. They're not even pro. NFFA or whatever. The government had to send out their National Guard and martial law to try to stop these people. So
and that still didn't work. So I thought that was kind of ridiculous, but it's movie logic. For sure. And so I let it slide because I knew that it's something that's to get the tensity that you got in this movie, you have to go a little above and beyond with some of your over the top ridiculousness.
Right.
And that was this extremely large group of people. This is not like this was, it felt, as far as the places that were being overtaken by this group, had to have been like 50%. This is like a civil war. Going on. Which I do understand. I do get that there are people like that, but not as many people as this movie portrays.
No, for sure.
Are like that. So I don't know. I just thought that it did its job for what it was doing. It went a little over the top with what it was doing, but but yeah. So that was pretty much my big negative I have for the movie.
Okay. All right. So for me, I hear what you're saying, and I agree, mostly with what you're saying there. I also think there was some bad CGI. There was a scene when they're like kind of zooming out, and they're like kind of showing, things on fire in the background and kind of trying to show that chaos is happening in that little town that they're in. And it looked really fake. So that part, didn't like that part. Some of the, there's some scenes where like dead bodies are shown, and the dead bodies did not look real. There was some just bad.
Bad CGI overall.
CGI, or these bodies look like plastic or something. I don't know. They didn't look convincing, and so that, and these are brief parts of the movie, so they're not too big of a deal. But those are really the only negatives that I have. So I do want to talk about something, and so this is a spoiler. So turn it off if you don't want to hear. I thought it was really cool how basically America turned into Mexico, and then Mexico was taking in all the American immigrants.
Mexico and Canada were both taking in
I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that showed, what would you do if you were in a country that you were not safe in?
Mm-hmm.
Would you go to another country like people from Mexico might be coming to America? You know, so it makes you think about that immigration piece and, put yourself in that position, and see what you would do as an American if you had the opportunity to leave because America was going crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like that too.
I liked that. I thought it was cool to see that kind of flip, and it makes you think,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it really does.
And I think it was a great ending to the Purge series overall. I think if that's how it ends, then that would be cool.
Let's see if it is. It would be, but I kind of want to get one more movie in this world.
Yeah.
In this world where the Forever Purge is a thing.
Yeah.
And
see if we can take back America.
It kind of makes it more interesting again.
Yeah.
It makes the concepts. It reinvigorates the idea of the Purge.
Yeah.
And kind of gives it new breath, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If anything, I kind of want like one more movie in this world. I don't want another prequel or something. I did say that I would want a movie that takes place after the election year to see what this world is like after that, after they abolish it.
Yeah.
But if I was only given one movie, then I'd want a movie after the Forever Purge.
Yeah. I don't want any more.
Well, I mean, I don't either. But I highly doubt that's,
Yeah.
I'm sure these movies are making enough money to continue on.
Yeah. I just think this had a great ending. A way better ending than Election Year. If you're going to end there, then that would be just... I mean, it would make sense, as far as the story goes, but it would be a horrible movie to end on. This one is a good movie, has a good ending, and I think it is... I don't know how realistic it is, but I don't think that it would be a good thing for the country to have this Purge Day, and I think it shows like what can happen, if we try to do this. So, I think you can't have a good ending to the Purge franchise, So,
yeah, you really can't at this point. Yeah, I mean, if it was like a 1 year thing or whatever, and then they realized that this wasn't working, then put a stop to it. You could have a good like ending there, but you can't have a good ending to something that's been going on for like 20 plus years at this point.
Yeah, and
just expect things to go back to the way they were 20 years ago.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
All right, so let's rate it. What you got?
All right, I am giving this one a 70.
All right, I'm going 79.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I had fun with this one, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, interesting. So let's give our ranking real quick.
Okay.
Of the series, how does yours go?
So my number 5 is Election Year.
Okay, that's mine as well.
Yeah, my number 4 is the first Purge.
Okay.
My number 3 is the Forever Purge. My number 2 is Purge Anarchy, and number 1 is the Purge.
Okay. Yeah, mine's different. We only have the Election Year at number 5 as the same.
Oh, wow.
My number 4 would be Anarchy.
Wow, you really didn't like that movie.
And then my number 3 would be the first Purge. Okay. And then number 2 would be the Purge. And then number 1 would be the Forever Purge.
Wow. So your favorite in the entire series, you still only gave a 79.
Yeah.
Didn't even quite get to the 80s in this entire series.
Yeah. I couldn't put it up there. I mean, it's an action series, really. You know,
It is.
There's some horror in there, but it's mostly an action series. And, you know, I can't go that high.
Not in a horror group.
No.
Horror podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, our rankings quite different. So
yeah, it really is. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this one, but yeah, I don't know. There's just something about, like, I mean, the first one was that was a more isolated movie.
Yeah.
I could flip back and forth between the Purge and Anarchy, honestly, just because we did get more of the world in Anarchy than we got in the Purge. Yeah. So I mean, those two could go back and forth, in my opinion, but definitely not in yours.
Yeah. No, it took a little deliberating for me to put this one at the top over the Purge. But I had more fun with this one, so had to do it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so we're done with the Purge.
We are.
Another series in the books. And we'll be, we got, what's the next series that we've got? I mean, if Texas Chainsaw is going to come out this year, then we will do that series.
Texas Chainsaw. We've got Insidious. I know the next Insidious comes out this year sometime.
Okay.
I don't think
a few
we have
movies there.
There's 4 or 5.
Okay.
In that one.
Okay.
So I don't know when that one's supposed to come out.
Yeah.
We got Candyman. So I mean, I guess that's we got 2 movies there.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do the second and third one of those.
Yeah, probably.
Or just the first and last.
But yeah, I don't think we have any big series. We already did Halloween, so we're not doing that ever again.
Nope. You want a review on that one? You can go back and find it.
Yeah. But yeah, unless Texas Chainsaw is going to actually come out this year, that's the only real big series that we've got left, at least for this year. Of course, we've got Friday the 13th and all that. Yeah, Scream we'll have at the end of the year for sure.
At the end of the year, which we hopefully should be getting a trailer, at least a teaser for at some point.
Yeah,
because we typically get them within 6 months of a movie coming out.
Yeah,
and it's already around 6 months or so at this point.
True.
So hopefully we'll get something. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is the end of the Purge. Go ahead and check out our other Purge reviews if you haven't listened to those. And stay tuned for some more of the summer horror movies that are going to be coming out, as as the Fear Street. You got the we're going to do all Fear Street movies at once. Yeah, we're going to do those 3. We're not going to do them individually.
It might be a longer episode because of that.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Okay, well that's it. This has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let the new founding fathers of America fight.